What's going on, everyone? Thanks for coming back. I hope today is a great one for all of you. Welcome to cryptoXpress. You already know what I'm about to say about XRP, the part they haven't told anyone publicly. It's been discussed behind closed doors by central banks for years, and only now is it starting to surface. Based on everything we've talked about regarding XRP and what's happening on Wall Street right now, the so-called institutional age of XRP is not what people think. From this point forward, if you miss the next 10 to 15 minutes, you won't fully understand how deep this really goes. The XRP Insiders Elite program is where you gain the real edge if you want to stay ahead of the next major financial shift. You get exclusive alerts, elite-level XRP intelligence, millionaire-class mindset frameworks, and full access to premium tools. Now let's get into it, because this will finally make sense of everything happening with XRP right now. We came across an account called Lord Belgrave. He started a thread that initially sounds like speculation, but as you read through it, you realize the connections aren't theoretical, they're real. Every name mentioned forces you to ask a simple question: do they work with Ripple or not? That one question turns the story from interesting into impossible to ignore. In 2019, he claims he was inside a consulting room at the Bank of England's Threadneedle Street building, the kind of room where the clock feels louder than normal, the chairs seem deliberately placed, and the atmosphere makes it clear this isn't casual conversation. Barclays, Santander, Deutsche Bank, BNP Paribas, and a policy advisor from the ECB were seated at the table alongside Ripple's institutional strategy team. This was the type of meeting that quietly reshapes global systems for decades. A confidential information pack was slid across the table. Inside was a proposal that read like a blueprint for the future of banking. Ripple proposed a euro-backed stable instrument designed specifically for institutional settlement. Not a retail token, not a discount stablecoin, but a fully collateralized, programmable settlement asset with full central bank visibility. A digital euro rail designed to integrate directly into the European banking structure using the XRP ledger as the settlement layer. The room changed immediately. Deutsche Bank's treasury team began modeling liquidity compression in real time. Barclays started recalculating intraday funding cycles, realizing decades-old inefficiencies could disappear. BNP Paribas identified massive capital being freed from costly Nostro accounts. The ECB representative was already mapping how this would integrate with Target 2 and future CBDC facilities. The numbers were staggering. Lower counterparty risk, reduced capital loss, near-zero operating friction, real-time reconciliation, faster liquidity recycling, a cleaner, safer, fully auditable European settlement system. Then the ECB advisor said something that shifted everything. If a euro-backed digital instrument aligns with supervision rules, it naturally becomes Europe's primary settlement rail. Not because it's mandated, but because it works better than anything else. Europe had revealed its direction. Ripple saw it immediately. This wasn't about predicting markets, it was about laying foundations for a future where global settlement is automated, instant, and software-driven. That same realization is only now reaching Wall Street. This brings us to one of the most important developments in XRP's history. XRP.com published a report titled The $2.3 Trillion Liquidity Shock. In it, Franklin Templeton, managing over $1.5 trillion in assets, made a quiet but powerful statement.
as institutional pipelines strengthen. Up to $2.3 trillion in global capital is preparing to enter digital assets. And for the first time ever, alongside Bitcoin and Ethereum, they named XRP as a major beneficiary. Until now, XRP existed outside traditional allocation structures. No ETFs, no pension exposure, no institutional products. That has changed. XRP ETFs are live. Compliance clarity exists post-2023. Settlement history is proven. Wall Street allocators who move billions with a single call are no longer speculating. They're recognizing infrastructure built while others argued online. Franklin Templeton also confirmed they've worked with Ripple for years, beginning in Asia, even during the lawsuit period. Testing, integration, preparation, all under NDA. And remember, over 1,700 NDAs were disclosed during the Ripple SEC case. Now we know at least one of them belonged to a global asset manager. WisdomTree's institutional inflow data confirms what insiders have seen for years. XRP demand is strongest across major regions. Over $549 million in XRP flowed in Europe alone this year, more than any asset except Bitcoin and 3 times Ethereum. Outside the U.S., XRP attracted $252 million, despite Bitcoin having vastly more products. Even during market stress, U.S. banks accumulated over $241 million in XRP. That's not hype buying, that's strategic positioning. Europe, Asia, and now the United States are aligned. Institutions aren't guessing. They recognize settlement assets long before retail investors do. And the floodgates aren't fully open yet. Vanguard, Bank of America, and Charles Schwab have all reversed their stance on crypto within days. Vanguard now allows crypto ETFs to access 50 million clients. Bank of America is actively recommending up to a 4% allocation. Schwab is enabling direct crypto access. This isn't retail adoption. This is infrastructure surrender. When Jerome Powell referenced future liquidity injections, he confirmed what institutions already know. New money flows first into compliant, accessible, institution-ready assets. Bitcoin moves first, Ethereum follows, but assets with real settlement demand follow with far greater force. That's where XRP sits. Ripple's final move is now visible. Their acquisitions, Prime, Rail, custody, treasury automation, liquidity management, compliance layers, all form a single institutional stack. They are not building a crypto wallet, they're building the backbone of global digital finance. XRP isn't reacting to charts, it's being installed. Retail traders watch candles, institutions watch architecture, and architecture always wins. XRP was never meant to be a speculative retail token. It was built as a business asset waiting for regulatory clarity. That clarity is now here. This isn't financial advice, but the signal is clear. While individuals debate price, the largest financial entities in the world have already decided. The pieces are locked into place by the same institutions that built the system you use today. Ripple's vision was never hype cycles or bull run narratives. It was global settlement. And now every long-term relationship, every NDA, every infrastructure layer is converging at once. The system is ready. Trillions will move from inefficient legacy rails into faster, cheaper, compliant systems. That shift won't be emotional, it will be operational. Institutions that move early will lead. Those that don't will be left behind. XRP sits at the center of that transition. If you're still listening, this is where separation happens. The XRP Insiders Elite program exists for those who want real insight, not noise. You'll receive private intelligence, advanced strategies, and mindset frameworks built for long-term wealth builders, along with access to premium tools designed for the next phase of institutional adoption.